effective, just this Friday.
Friday, the 8th of March.
8th of August.
8th of August. Hey, why am I taking us
Welcome
back?
to Ghana.
Yeah.
Now, in line with the administrative arrangement on public transport fares, the road transport operators have increased public transport fares by 20% to accommodate for the non-corresponding reduction in spare parts, goods and services after the reduction of transport fares by 15% on 21st May 2025.
Okay.
Also, to accommodate for the increase in operational costs after the introduction of the 1 Ghana cedi per litre levy, i.e. about 8% increase in fuel cost. 3, to accommodate for the increase in maintenance cost as a result of deplorable roads across the country. The new fares take effect from Friday, 8th August 2025. The fares cover the following types of road transport operations. You've got shared taxis, intra-city trotro, and then intercity long distance, as well as haulage. Now, we kindly request all commercial transport operators and companies to comply with the new fares and post same at their loading terminals. We further request all operators, commuters, and the general public to cooperate for the successful implementation of the new fares. For and on behalf of road transport operators. And this is from Emmanuel Ohene Yeboah, and he is the General Secretary.
I see.
Okay.
COPEC has been responding, right? They are threatening legal action against the 20% transport fare hike. They say, if you dare, go ahead, we will sue you. So COPEC disagrees with the agreement.
That's right.
The union that you read the thing from, they disagree with them. So they're saying that, look, don't dare. If you try, you Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council, if you try, we'll take you to court. But what is COPEC's argument?
COPEC says that the above arguments, though true, cannot and should not be a basis for punishing the suffering Ghanaian masses, as the overall effect of the new 1 Ghana levy is still not sufficient to wipe out the sustained reductions recorded at the pumps over the past couple of months.
Okay.
Fuel prices, which used to sell for around 15 cedis per litre as of January 2025, when it declined to around 11 cedis and 12 cedis per litre, saw a section of drivers who were magnanimous in reducing transport fares by some 15%, though a cross-section of other driver unions did not reduce their fares and had to be chased by the local assemblies. On the balance of odds or numbers, the pricing levels as of today are still not anywhere near the January prices from which transport fare discussions could be had. And such is our surprise at the attempts by a section of transport operators to justify a further increase in fares as of this time, it said.
Well, GPRT also has rejected this proposition of the imposition of a 20% transport fare increase, and they say that, look, the new initiative is expected to take effect on the 8th of August 2025. Actually, it's not. They disagree with whatever the Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council have said, and it's so this is a pull and push. But why can't they all come together to agree on one thing? That this is what we want to do for the, as COPEC puts it, the suffering masses. People are complaining. People's salaries have not increased. So, whither thou goest, we'll get onto the phone line and speak with the voices that matter. This is COPEC's position. We have heard the GRTCC's position. you're invited to join us here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7 on our Facebook page. We're live, 3FM 927. Join us with your thoughts and comments. What do you feel? How do you feel as a consumer? Where do you stand? Should they increase it with no curfew, or should they go and sit down? Sixtus, what say you? Should they go and sit down?
I think they should go and sit down. At the start of it, I thought we were having an understanding amongst ourselves that, look, we are recovering from a certain downtime, and it was important that we all, cut off and put our wheels to our shoulders to the wheel, so that at least a certain period would allow us to recover, and then we can all go back to extorting each other again.
Sixtus, is that really how you see fellow Ghanaians? Are we in the business of taking advantage of each other, especially
how we know?
It's called Takashi.
When the economic tides don't seem favorable.
Mawina raised an issue this morning that each one of us around this table we've raised before. One Mamia has spoken about that. Abiam has spoken about that matter. Kunzo has spoken about that matter. Where the trotro driver knows that he is going to Adenta, but he will charge you to 37. From 37, he will charge you to airport. From airport, he will charge you. Is that not extortion?
Yeah, it is.
It's extortion.
It is extortion, actually. It is because they know that
inhumane.
They know that you don't have options.
You don't have options. And all of this, it is the Kaswa people who suffer the most.
I agree with you. And
then we can't even begin to talk about the Wache seller.
What?
The Wache people.
The Wache seller who...
Oh, you mean their prices?
Yes.
You still eat Wache?
How much they scoop? Yeah.
Wache is a delicacy.
I'm on a boycott. Because I don't understand how one scoop now, on the average, how much is one scoop of Wache?
Oh, like 4 CDs. 5 CDs.
Where do you buy your Wache from?
Oh, I'll show you.
I don't think it's Wache you are eating. So
it's
be careful. Don't go there again.
It's rice and beans.
That place, don't go there again.
It's rice and beans.
In Agbogba, they are selling one scoop 15.
Exactly.
15.
This can only be extortion.
I won't buy Wache in Agbogba. How am I traveling?
So those of us in Agbogba, where should we buy our Wache?
Live there.
Come closer to.
Saturday morning, you want something to go eat, and it's the way they don't even look you in the eyes when they announce.
When they fetch the thing.
Because you argue. But me, I like, if I were getting on a trotro, I will adopt Kunzo Tiani's stance. His position is that government has announced, agreed with GTRCC and GPRTU that the fare from distance A to B is 7 cedis. So when he's boarding the vehicle, he has 7 cedis in his pocket. When you say yes, he gives you 7 cedis. Whether you have increased it that money or not.
Get down.
No. He's been doing it to them. They can't do it. And he's not the only one. Apollo Common Sense confirmed that he also does the same thing. He would...
And some might even take, they'll show it on their phone. Look, it's here. Because they made to say, and they say, Enuni. You can even take...
favors them, they print it out.
Yes.
And they post it at the station.
Yes.
There, so that you won't argue with them. That's when it favors them. So this 20% they are discussing, if it is implemented, the next minute, if they announce it at 12 o'clock, 12:01, the printout will be ready.
Because the GPRTU, GTRCC, and the Ministry of Transport would have sat in a joint meeting, agreed, discussed, argued, whatever it is, and then issued a joint press release.
Exactly.
In this instance, it is a standalone. And that's where GPRTU says, look, we can't be part of it because this is not the modus operandi. We know how we arrive at this thing.
Yes.
You understand? That is why in the past, GPRTU disagreed with the minister, the erstwhile Minister for Transport, Kokisame, that, look, you cannot give us a directive and ultimatum when we have not had that meeting.
We haven't gone through the process.
Let's go through the process. Let's have the meeting. Let's conclude. And then based on that, we can announce this. So this standalone is a problem.
And I sense bad faith, actually. That's why I started off from the point that we had all agreed as a people, that we are coming from a certain background. All of us were complaining. Helen will say, we have already felt it. Now we are suspicious of the least. If you throw us a bone, we look before we pick.
That's right.
So one would have thought that transport sector, the spare parts people, the food people, these categories of
that affects everybody,
our daily lives, that we'll take our time, measure ourselves, give ourselves some grace period to say that, government says things are picking up. Let's allow them some period for the things to pick up, so that we'll then start biting or exacting our own. You get it? But all of a sudden, one group says that we want this,
which is totally unfair.
Very unfair.
Because look, I will go back to that salary conversation. People's salaries have not increased. So while the market woman has decided that, okay, in good faith, I've seen some action on the dollar CD side. Let me bring down a few prices so that people can benefit from it. You find other people say, they drop it. Why do they at this point want to bring it up? Because we are all trying to find our feet. It's not fair.
I want to even look at the reasons again, because some of the reasons I couldn't quite situate it.
Bring it back.
So they say this increase is to accommodate non-corresponding reduction in spare parts, goods and services after the reduction of transport fares by 15% on the 21st of May 2025. Then you have to accommodate for the increase in operational costs after the introduction of the 1 Ghana cedi per litre levy, about an 8% increase in fuel cost. Now that for me, I'm trying to interrogate
where they did the calculation, how they arrived at that conclusion.
I'm trying to understand.
That to me sounds like a very political statement.
Or maybe they use board mass. because nobody seems to understand.
Like
when you say an increase in operational costs after the introduction of the 1 Ghana cedi per litre levy, is that not embedded now in the fuel pricing, which is still reflecting a cheaper cost than what was there when we had that 15? So I'm trying to understand you, please. GTRCC.
Yeah.
GTRCC, can you tell us this operational cost? Is it that what has changed in your operation since that 1 Ghana cedi was embedded in the fuel cost? I'm not
Maybe
getting.
They changed the drivers and the
fuel. Then
they are trying to say.
The other one
say that they are buying more fuel.
But that cannot be possible.
No, it is not. Because even with the 1 cedi, you are still buying way less than you bought in November.
Like 1 cedi, 2 cedi differential.
Yes, than you were buying in November, December.
Then they said to accommodate for the increase in maintenance costs as a result of the deplorable rule. They could have combined number 3 and number 1. Because if you are buying spare parts, it means that maybe the roads are causing you some issues. Why?
Helen will be a very wicked English teacher.
Because it seems as though they were trying to squeeze any kind of reasoning from somewhere. You say the roads are bad. That means that you have increased your maintenance cost. Go back to 1 and tell me what's the difference between 3 and 1. You go back. For the non-corresponding in spare part, when the road is bad, it correlates that you might spend more on spare part. So why didn't you combine 1 and 3? It just looks as though they wanted to make their statement lengthy.
So Helen, they are writing an exam.
How is the commuter the one paying for the consequences of bad road network? Why am I the one bearing the brand?
You should be talking to the Minister for Transport, Minister for Roads.
So why am I the one suffering it?
So what the sense I get here is that, Helen, they're writing an exam. They've been given the exam booklet. They're answering question 1, and maybe that's the only question they can answer. So they're trying to find more reasons and repeat themselves so that they can fill space, so that because it looks quite, a bit tacky and not funny.
And this is a conversation for all of us, and those who ride your own Lambos, and you think that you are not part of this one. The trotro man is the one cutting the cassava and the plantain and the yam from the village to Accra. And all of this cost will go into the cost of the plantain.
Right.
See, just last week, I asked somebody to get me plantain from one of the farming communities. The person went and saw a bunch of plantain, 100 Ghana. They were charging 100 Ghana. And it was compared to what you would typically pick from Agbogloshi or even the Medina markets, these urban markets, any of those ones. And there was no difference at all. This is in a farming community that you cannot comfortably spend 100 cedis on a bunch of plantain and get more than you would have had in a Medina market or Adenta market or
it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense
because the plantain was harvested from that place.
There,
so no transportation really
at all. So imagine the farmer transporting or the market woman, as it is. They are the ones who go into transport back into the city markets.
That's right.
So she goes there, she transports it, she gets into Accra. The cost of transportation, that component of it is added to the cost of the plantain that you are buying.
That's correct.
So at the end of the day, you are paying more for that same bunch of plantain than you would have. So it's something that affects all of us. If you sit in your V8 and you think that trotro people is their problem.
I mean, they list, they say it's going to affect haulage, it's going to affect, so that all has to do with the food being transported to you.
What I don't enjoy is how people fight, fisticuffs and blow by blow, punching each other because of, some of these rises. It doesn't paint a good picture of us.
You can just imagine what is going to happen on Friday.
A lot of a difference.
Look, I agree with the passengers, but you see, it is always the drivers that start the fight. Their mate supports them, and we are all involved, as we've all been saying. But on the bus or on the trotro, when they start beating one person, everybody looks at them and says,
it's their problem.
But it is not their problem. It is our problem.
Our problem.
He decided to stand up for his rights for all of us and our sakes.
Reminds me of a story. I took trotro. The same thing about we are going here, we are not going here. Then you get there, then they say they are going. So I got to Medina Zongo Junction. So initially Medina. That's
where you terminate. Okay.
Then they started shouting Adenta. But you know where they were actually going?
No.
Dodowa.
Are you kidding me?
So Medina, Adenta. Then I'm sure they would have done Ashie. Then Amman from. By the time I realized they are in Dodowa. So the shorter distances cost a lot.
Yeah.
The shorter I mean, from what Kunzo has said, the shorter distances cost a lot. So if you do that, then you are getting
Kunzo is now our official trotro correspondent.
Because the other time he gave us a breakdown of how things go.
Okay. Yeah. It's the reference point for everything.
So
he actually came to say it on radio that people should put the exact amount in their pockets when they ask you. You produce that amount.
Belligerent freedom fighter.
You produce that amount. Nothing more. So
I said one from Medina then to Adenta. I said, I no go pay and I'm not getting down. I will give you the fare from where I took you.
Right.
Then to where I am alighting, because that is where you are going.
That's right.
But I will not do that tot thing. Then the mate said I should get down. Straight up.
Wait, what language were you speaking?
He was speaking Chi, I was speaking English.
Your languages were not symmetrical. They were not symmetrical.
But you know, when you speak, I understand. At least if you insult me, I'll know. Do you know that one? Yeah.
Of course.
So that's a good start point. So he said, make her come out. I said, no, I'm not getting down.
Right.
And the shocking part was the rest of the passengers.
Everybody
it was as if like, difficult.
Yes. Especially because you are speaking English. They're speaking to you as I will not get down.
How much is 1 CD?
Yeah.
In fact, you are behaving like this. In fact, I'm sure somebody would have even said, fine gentleman like you.
Yes.
You see?
In fact, people will tell you, may quite sorry, and I didn't know.
Exactly. But you see, if there's a collective action from as student leaders, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
If there's a collective action from passengers, some of these things will not happen.
92.7.
You see? So at a point, finally, a lady who was sitting next to me said, if you alight here, you struggle to get a car. In fact, you won't get a car. So I will pay the difference.
Okay.
You sit down. And I said, no, it's not about the money. It's a matter of principle.
The principle. Yeah.
But I got down there.
And you said principle also in the
Mr. Principal struggle.
You are in the trust of speaking big English.
But you see, Helen, the point is that when these things happen, you don't find the passengers being a collective.
No solidarity.
No solidarity. Everybody behaves like, this other person is the one wasting our time or is the one being difficult. And Janet told a story also how somebody came to park a trotro. It had rained. The circle station thereabout, going to Kaswa, there was no car. Long queue. This guy came to park a car and said 50 cedis. How do you charge people from Circle to Kaswa 50 cedis?
See, sometimes they were even lucky that they were told that they'll be charging the 50 cedis. Sometimes they would load the vehicle and drive. They get to let's say, Outdoor Cemetery, they want to do a decoy through it and go. And then you say, you won't agree. Just parks the car.
Get down.
In your cemetery.
You will take me back to Circle. So
Helen, look, you should take a day to ride trotro to and fro.
You will experience something different.
You see,
you'll be amazed. I'm telling you.
I have to park my temper before I enter the trotro because
you will fight.
I'm telling you.
Trotro.
I'm telling you.
Oh man.
So according to Janet, the guy parked the car, and so the mate started shouting, "Kaswa, 50 Ghana. If you won't go, don't enter."
Yeah.
If you can't afford it, would have been more exciting.
Yeah.
But how do you charge people, trotro? You charge people 50 Ghana cedis from Circle to Kaswa.
Unconscionable.
How?
Look,
if this is not extortion, what is it?
There are even those who are even more dangerous than the trotro drivers. You know those area taxi people. You get to say Kaswa Akwele, and you have to pick a taxi from the taxi rank Kaswa Akwele to a deeper portion. If you go to the place, say after 9 p.m. or so, and there's only one or two vehicles, they go charge you big. Wow. You are sure to pay more than what is usually required. I'm telling you. Because the explanation they'll give you is that when they drive you to the location,
they won't get a passenger back.
They will come back empty. So you pay.
So I have to pay in and out.
Yes, you bear the cost for it.
What is all this?
You bear the cost for it. Look, and I always like to go back to the bus system outside. You can have a bus leave here, Sixtus, and go all the way to Ebri and come back. If there are only 2 people on the bus, the bus will go all the way to Ebri
and come back.
If they get there, there's nobody there. The waiting time is up 5 minutes, 2 minutes. They come back. No,
you know the OSA conversation.
Yes,
OSA had the same principle.
It's a system that works.
I remember growing up in Ulo as a child. We used to stand right there in my village.
Yes.
The Ulo market there. You stand just by the road. The bus comes from, so it will go through Wa Heng and come through Ulo, through Laura, Nandom, Hamele, and do that circle again.
And go back again. Yeah.
You get it. And it was always on time. You know that, 2 o'clock, the bus will be in Ulo. So everybody is expecting the bus at 2 o'clock. And this was a time that the roads were not even good.
Yeah. You had about 3 buses in
so
rotation.
how were we running the system at that time that now we cannot run that system? I remember, I know that I have boarded OSA a good number of times. My dad was teaching in Hamele, and we're living in Ulo. At the point, my mom was in Nandom. So I know that route. I know how the bus used to run, and the timing was there.
You know the exciting thing about the OSA buses at the time? School children were not paying.
Police were not. Nurses were not. Teachers were not. You just had to be in your uniform.
Yes, you just have to show identity. That's all.
That's all.
And you would be on the bus, Helen, and it would take you to the destination. The only condition for children was that if you sat in the bus and an elderly person came, you had to get up and make way for them.
Right.
Yeah, but
and that was also teaching us respect.
But aside that, we enjoyed free rides. So I used to come all the way to St. Mary's, in Accra, and I would say to my grandmother sometimes would just drop me in the bus and leave me and know that I know the stops. So she would tell me count, and then I count and maybe 8 or 10 stops. It gets there, I see the church, I highlight, finish.
That's all. So at the heart of this conversation, actually, it's a big conversation about our transport system. And I think that we should stop talking about the Trotro people and start asking our ministries, departments, and agencies what has happened and what is happening.
What is the biggest barrier to us getting a functioning transport system? What is the big
deal? Remember BRT?
I remember BRT. I remember Ayalolo. Look, even before all of these things, there was King of Kings bus system in Accra that was privately owned. They used to run from Kwame Nkrumah Circle through Kanishi. They'll go to Odoko, Official Town, and come back, right back in. King of Kings buses. And those were also private owned buses, fantastic, amazing. They even brought at some point double-decker buses into the country. Now, each time we determine to start a bus system in this country, you either find a big man somewhere who is not happy about it because he has maybe 10 or 15 trotro. They now have even gotten into the Okada business, including policemen. They are in the taxi business. So how would such a person who is supposed to help formulate a policy that will make the people comfortable
into private business itself, competing with the policy?
If he goes to buy the buses for you, what would he do with this trotro?
No, but the two can coexist. You see, the reason we would need such a transport system, and I have seen those smart buses on the road, the rechargeable buses. Yes, I'm not sure what the policy is.
If ECG off light, it's not good.
Solar day. Oh, you say now to the rain is.
Where's the sunshine?
The rain is falling.
If I live in Ebri, and I have to be at work by 5:30 a.m., I should be able to rely on a certain bus system that by 4:30 there's a bus at a designated stop. I hop into this bus, and I know that in the next 30 minutes, the bus is going to get to this particular spot, which is closer to my office. I drop there, I walk into my office. What that would also do, would be to reduce the traffic on the road drastically.
Exactly the point.
Because that would mean that if I am sure that I'll get a bus straight from Ebri to Jubilee House, right, and I just walk into Media General, I don't have to drive.
Yes.
It saves me fuel. It saves me maintenance. It saves me... so all of that I would have been spending, I channel it elsewhere. I'm happy. Government is happy because I won't go on Facebook and go and attack transport minister. I won't do that because I'm happy.
There's another way that they can coexist. So let's say the bus moves from the Kwame Nkrumah Circle. It's going to Ebri. I am going to Cantonments. It gets to Jubilee House. And then I alight. At Jubilee House, there's a trotro station. I join that small trotro and connect to Cantonments. So the bus doesn't go to Cantonments. You get the point. If I live in Cantonments, I connect to...
So the bus uses the major routes.
The major routes, and then the trotros use the inner routes. it works. Like how the buses and trains work together. Because there are certain places that if you want to go, you're looking at the bus fare or the train fare and you're comparing. So you do 1 stop, 2 stop, then you get there, you do small underground, you climb the thing, or you do where you won't go there. You know, I think we need to look at it again. We need to look at it again.
And with the BRT system, there were designated lanes.
Yeah.
And that at the time was to encourage people to patronize the buses. Did that project ever take off?
Well, the BRT that we had here is not comparable to the BRT that exists elsewhere.
At least let us start something.
No, I'm saying that. So if, for example, I join a bus from Circle, it takes me all the way, maybe I'm going to a place around Tesano. Then I get to Abeka in front of Peace FM, and then the BRT is finished. Now the bus has to join the main line.
Yes.
How do you calculate my travel time?
Oh, but you are even, that's the only, I think it is only on that stretch we even still have the lane clearly marked out, the BRT lane. I'm not sure I've seen that lane on any other road. At least I know on the Adenta road, it is not there. Medina road, it is not there.
But people were driving on it, but elsewhere if you drove on it.
No, that is because the system, the policy never took off. If the buses were running, people would not use those lanes. So I'm just saying that we started a policy that would have, by now, it's been at least 20 years.
That's President Kufuor's idea, right? It started under President Kufuor.
Yes, under Kufuor.
Yeah.
So if we had started taking off with that policy, by now we have at least a system that we can modify. You see, but it's like every regime has a different plan for our transport system.
Dr. George Siloam Hamilton, JP, is a leading member of the Movement for Changes, joined us in studio. Doc, good morning. Thank you for your time.
Good morning to you and Ellen. And I think that's Manasseh Azuri.
No, 6-2
No. Okay.
They come from almost the same area.
We eat the same food.
Yeah.
Which one? TZ?
TZ is one.
Okay.
There's actually a very tall list.
The TZ happens to be my favorite.
Oh, wow.
I can eat it morning, afternoon, evening. It's like fufu.
Wow.
You should try some other ones. We'll tell you about that. But let's go on to
Tumbani.
Tumbani is one.
Tumbani is also there.
Wasa Wasa is another.
I want the Tumbani.
Yes. And Dawa Dawa Jollof is another.
Why?
Yeah.
You are making us hungry this morning.
You need to, because the system itself will make you hungry.
Helen has never eaten.
Sorry, let's go on to the phone line and speak with Abbas Imoro. He's okay. So Abbas Imoro dropped the line. I'm told he's off. But Doc, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you in support or against the increment of 20% transport fares? What are your thoughts?
A very good morning to your cherished listeners and those watching on Facebook. And a good morning to Alan John Kojo Chairman team. My first statement will be, how did we get here?
By transport.
How did we get here? To this point that the commercial transport owners and their operators, right, or their mother unions now telling us that we have to pay 20% more of what we are paying. Because when the government asked them in May to reduce their fares by 15%, it will interest you to know that some of them did not reduce to 15. It was 10.
Right.
It was 10%. Right. And so now we've gotten to a point that they are forced to increase the fares by 20%, citing reasons that the government decided to impose a 1 cedi, 1 liter levy on them. They agitated Ghanaians. We talked about it. Politicians all over the media were making noise about it, that it will not help. And then somewhere along the line, it was implemented and it's working. And so they've also realized that the spare parts, the prices of spare parts and goods and services are also increasing.
Right.
Just last week I was here and I said the inflation on paper looks very good, but in our pockets it is not reflecting. These drivers go to markets, the foodstuffs we buy, they also buy the same. They buy fuel today. If you are to buy a gallon of fuel, you are spending about, let's say the Sprinter, you need about 100 liters of fuel for a day. Now, when you buy this fuel, that's 14 cedis. Let's peg it at 14. 14, then it means that you are buying, a week, you are buying 1,400 cedis.
But it's not 14, it's actually less than 13 cedis.
So some of the stations are 14.
No, that I buy from the high end. I buy from either Total or Goil or Shell. They sell the highest. The others, yes, the highest sell cheaper.
But the other stations, it's 14.
No, then they are cheating you.
Anyway, I am not driving, but I see, whenever I'm moving, I see.
So I know that Total, Goil, and Shell.
Also, okay,
they are high up there.
Okay, so let's take the Total, 13 cedis.
Right, almost 13, but let's round up to 13.
13. Okay. Now, a week you buy 1,300 cedis.
Right.
How much is the government taking from that amount? That's about 13 cedis. 130.
Right.
Times 4. You are taking that quantum amount of money from the truck driver. And it's actually one of the reasons why you will argue that we've always have ricketing cars in the system. Cars in a bad shape. For instance, I got in late because the car I bought on had to stop at a point in the middle of the road because the battery was not functioning well.
That's a regulatory problem. That's not a fuel problem.
No, what I'm saying something that these people are saying that they don't have the money to buy spare parts because the prices of spare parts is going up, shooting up every now and then.
But they don't buy spare parts every day, do they?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Come.
You see, I'm not going to side with them in totality. You see, because they also have what they must do. They should actually give us some breaks because, just as you said, it's not every day you go and buy spare parts. Some of them, for years, they've put these cars on the road for years and they've not gone to the workshop for maintenance. The most annoying part of it is that when you try to correct them, because I've had the opportunity to correct them most often times, they'll tell you that when you arrest this car, and you'll not go anywhere because the owners of these cars, some of them are military officers, police officers, and so when you arrest them or you threaten them, then if they don't do the right thing, you get them arrested. There are several times I've picked their numbers and sent it to Nungwa police station that these drivers are driving recklessly, they don't have a proper maintenance culture. Get them arrested, prosecute them. And they tell you, for us, no, it won't go anywhere. And it's true. The next day you see the cars on the road.
Helen, what I was telling you earlier.
Yeah.
The ownership.
You see the cars on the road. Sometimes, per my looks, some of them thinks that I'm either a senior police officer or a military officer. So they get scared, right? Now, you're telling me you need an increment of 20%. Your seatbelt is not working. Just now, the driver that brought me, his seatbelt was not working. When we were approaching a point that he knew police officers would be there, uniformed police officers would be there, he tried pulling it. I look at him and I was like, hey, young man, you know I have the right to arrest you. So all these things must be factored into the conversation. Now, I believe that they are giving an ultimatum, which is Friday, 2 days ahead of us.
Right.
Because the government have refused to listen to them.
No, because the process for engaging is that GPRTU, GTRCC, and the Ministry of Transport have to sit in a tripartite meeting.
Are they doing that?
Well,
have they done that?
According to GPRTU, GTRCC did this on their own without the tripartite meeting. Yes.
So you see, are we saying that it is an issue of lack of transparency or trust?
Bad faith?
Maybe. So they don't trust themselves. And so when you are an organization or an institution and you take distance, how will the government take you serious? The government will not take you serious because the government will think that, no, you yourself, you don't know what you want. You don't know what you are doing. Come, let's sit together on a round table and discuss how possible best we can mitigate these issues or situation. And you only one person, one institution or one body shows up without the other. It will not help us. And I believe that they should go back. The 20% they want to increase, pass it on to the passenger. I don't think it's in the right direction. It will not help all of us. Yes, the fuel is being increased and is affecting them, but I believe that they should go back to the drawing board, meet with the appropriate authorities, the minister, and then so that the lasting solution can be.
But if it happens on Fridays, it will affect you.
It will definitely affect me, not me alone. I have a family of about 5.
Hey.
And they're all on the road.
I see.
Yes. So imagine if I'm to pay 10 cedis in and out, it is going to increase by 12 cedis, 50 pesos. And so times that with 4 or 5. And we are not going to the same locations. So you can imagine. And it will affect boats as well. It will affect taxis. It will affect those of us when we are always on the road every week.
Okay,
we're on the road to Kumasi or Cape Coast.
I hear you, Doc. Hold the horses for your horses for me. Let me go into the phone line now. Mrs. Dan Kanamoa is with the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers. Doc, welcome and thank you very much for your time.
Johnny.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for having me.
Great. You are threatening legal action over this intentioned 20% transport fare hike directive by the GTRCC. Should we take you serious?
Johnny.
Yes, sir.
It is our hope that there will not be the need for them to create any chaos. But if that were to happen, I can assure you that we will not let it lie. We will not let it lie to the extent that the matrices do not support what is being communicated to all of us. And so the expectation would have been that they would let cool heads prevail. They would at least also listen to other voices of conscience and probably do the right thing. But where, if you read their statements, they talk of things they are not happy about. And as a consequence of that, they are asking your mother, my mother, our sisters, our cousins, aunties, brothers, everybody, to just go and bear another 20% because there are things they are not happy about. I think that the 3 key things they enumerated,
right?
The solution to them is not simply just going to add 20% to transport fares. If they want a solution to the deplorable roads, it is not going to punish the market woman that fixes those roads. Again, if you want a solution to why you were not consulted on the 1 Ghana levy, which we all spoke against anyway, the solution will not be to go and slap 1 Ghana cedi, an additional 20% on transport fares because, I mean, you're expected to have been consulted. Nobody consulted you. Again, if you talk of spare parts being static, prices being static, that should even be a good reason for you to also maintain your prices, because it is neither going up nor coming down, per what they say. Yet, the justification is being made to sound as though the only option available to get the issues as enumerated above resolved is to go and punish people who have no hand at all in either resolving these issues or creating them altogether. And so I think that that intention to just slap, 20% on all of us is born out of malice and should not be allowed to stand. Whatever discussions that they have prompted this morning they are going to have with the ministry, we would expect that the discussions would be premised on numbers, not emotions. Numbers to the extent that we do have a situation on our hands. Fuel prices have gone up. Our operational expenses, therefore, have gone up and becomes unsustainable to maintain current levels of price. And so you may need to grant us some increment in order to be able to stay sustainable. I think that will be well-grounded as opposed to the emotive arguments that they have advanced so far. And I think that I would use your platform to commend the other driver unions, particularly the GPRTU and the Ghana Road Transport Operators,
right,
for distancing from this very unpopular action. They have shown they are men of conscience. The very three issues that is cited by GRTCC as being the basis for their wanting to do what they are seeking to do is not alien to the other driver unions. If you talk of the deplorable or bad road, I don't think the GPRTU buses or whatever, they ply different roads in Germany. Right, Johnny?
No.
So they are subject to all the above conditions that One Ghana was introduced. Even COPEC had to be consulted at a later date. We gave, whatever we could. Eventually, it had to be shelved. It had to be halted. It took the government another month to reintroduce it when they were quite certain that prices were going to go down before they could slot it in. Even after all of that, Johnny, we did a release of year-on-year pricing for petrol as of August 2024, as of August 2025. We just wanted to compare these prices to see, is the Ghanaian driver worse off or better off today? And you'll be amazed to know that even with the One Ghana cedi levy introduction, which I don't agree, let me put that caveat out there.
Okay.
I don't agree with. Even with the introduction of that, the eventual effect on pricing as of today is that you are paying 1 Ghana 60 pesos less for petrol. For diesel, you are paying between 60, 70 pesos less. That is if you do the year on year as of today. So you cannot hide behind petrol at this point to say that your cost of operations have gone up. The Aboso spare parts guys have been very clear that they have worked to reduce their prices. And I'm confident of that because we all go to that market. Again, so the cost of parts equally has also gone down. Even import duty at the port has seen a decline. Yet, the GRTCC says the only thing they know is to pass, 20% to Ghana. I don't think that that decision is very popular or is grounded in any numbers or matrices as far as the transport fare computation is concerned. And so we're thinking that as these discussions are ongoing, as they are also scheduling to meet with the transport minister, that decision will be shelved forthwith so that they do not create the kind of chaos that tells drivers in Ghana, go and increase your transport fares. At the time Ghanaians are asking for the cost of goods and services to come down. I think that this decision was not well thought through. I have worked with the driver unions for the years.
Okay.
And I can confidently state that this probably might be one of the few times that I disagree with the decisions so made. Unfortunately, it is not even a popular decision for me to say it is all the drivers that are asking for this 20%. It's just one of the bodies that thinks that they have not been consulted with a 1 Ghana levy. The roads are not too good, so as an effect or as an aftermath, your mother, my mother, our aunties, sisters, brothers, cousins, everybody should go and pay 20%. I'm not sure that organized labor has even finished their negotiations on wages.
No, not yet.
Here we are, Johnny.
But
I think that they should reconsider that.
I see.
Because clearly it's not only unpopular, it is unfair, it is bad, it is premised on bad faith, it is premised on some emotive arguments which cannot stand the test of time. And for that, it is not surprising that the other unions with some conscience have decided to distance themselves. We are quite happy with those unions that saw through these games and decided, look, we are not going to be party to any of these games on Ghanaian.
I see. I understand that the meeting is ongoing now with the minister, between the GTRCC and the minister. But would you fairly say that they should not go for all the 20%, but they could maybe do 5% or 10%? Should it be all or none?
What GRTCC has done is to put the cart before the horse. Terrible. You have an intention, you want to do something. You would subject yourself to meetings with, government. You didn't wait to conclude those meetings. You've come to put out there 20%. So even if you grant them 3% today, assuming the numbers were even indicating 3%, trust that the communication that has gone out there will make some of these drivers take advantage of the system.
Right.
And this is bad faith. I think it should not have happened in the first place. And I also genuinely believe that we are not at a time where transport fare increments should even be a discussion on the table, because the numbers do not support this. And I think that all of this must be shelved. If they would issue a counter statement telling their drivers or members or anybody else who probably might have consumed the earlier news to shelve it, the better it will be for all of us. Because if you leave their earlier communication hanging, trust that a section of Ghanaian drivers will just go ahead. Of course, they would also want to recoup a little more for their operation. So definitely, you would have created that chaotic situation. I think that they should come back and come again properly this time.
Thank you, Mr. Duncan Amoah, Executive Director of COPEC. We're grateful that you spent your morning with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Johnny.
Great.
Thank you for having me.
Doc, this is what Franklin Duncan Amoah thinks. Why is Franklin Kudus' name on my mind?
Maybe he's mentioning the name somewhere.
I suspect so. Maybe.
He's right. You see, to me, you ask him if they are to go for a quotation.
Right, all or none. Yeah.
All or none. I would say none. They should not even ask for a 1%.
1%.
Not even. Because you know what? He said it, that the drivers will take advantage of that. And it is happening. Even the 15% that they were asked to reduce, it is not being followed to the letter. They are not implementing it. It's 10%. And some of us like this will not ask you, why are you doing that?
You can't wear a suit and be asking certain questions. Like Christus went to sit in there. Troy was speaking English and asking certain questions.
Exactly. And so, but some of us, we sit in there to solicit ideas, get information.
Right.
And that is how it's supposed to be. Sometimes you just have to, if you have a car of your own, park it somewhere.
Right.
join the trotro bus. You get more information. You get to know what the Ghanaians, a typical Ghanaian, is going through. Because as we sit here, I told you, I have 5 members making a family.
Right.
Now, if I'm to pay 30 cedis a day for each member, that's 150 cedis a day. How much is my salary?
But if you think about that, then you can't come to the family fun day Saturday. You'll be missing out big time.
I always am in the house.
You should come. Get out of the house and come. Helen, so Doc says, look, he gets, and I want to add this to the conversation. Doc says he gets on the trotro to solicit for ideas and get information. I know somebody who tells me that a big man disguises his wealth, gets onto the trotro, and before he sits down, he says, and then everybody starts, the conversations begin in the trotro, But again, the meeting is ongoing.
Yeah.
What expectations do you have, Helen?
I agree with what Duncan Amos says, that as soon as this announcement was made, that come Friday, there's a potential 20% increment. Right. Certain drivers, whether they are part of GITCC or not, they have decided, because that communication has already gone out. We are this cocoa season, we are discussing it on air, and so on and so forth. Regardless of what happens today, I still foresee some confusion on Friday, taking advantage. And it happens every single time we talk about transport increments. So that is something to certainly watch out for. But I think also Mr. Amwa sought to take a look at each of their grievances one by one by one. Right. And according to him, even when it comes to spare parts, there is some commitment on the part of spare part dealers to bring down those prices. Thankfully, I'm not dealing with the cantankerous vehicle at the moment. There was a time when every time I myself would be, going to look for spare parts. I haven't done that in a while, so I've got to be honest. I don't know how higa the prices were, and I understand the plight of the drivers at the time when spare parts were going up. I mean, whatever spare part you're looking for, you go on Monday, buy at 9 a.m. By 4 p.m. the price has changed. But if there is that commitment to bring down the prices, then that release smells of bad faith, and we have to interrogate why that is. Especially, they said the roads are bad, and so we have to say, so why should I pay? Why am I the one paying for?
Talk to the ministry.
Talk to the ministry and engage. You have the leverage to speak with them to make and effect some changes in that regard. So I'm pretty sure that by the end of the day, we'll be hearing something different. But for some drivers, they've already gone to print 20%, and it will take another 4 or 5 days before they change their mind.
By which
and
time
go
they would
back.
have cashed out.
They would have cashed out for a few. Somebody can even cash out for 24 hours, knowing full well that the decision has been reversed. And it's raining.
I'm trying to get the attention of the secretary of the spare parts, Ghc, to respond to send me a message if indeed
the prices have reduced.
Because I met their PRO on Original TV and some time ago, and he indicates that they are ready to reduce their prices.
Right.
And so I think, just as Ellen has said and Dr. Duncan has also said, it's in a bad faith from the onset. So they should resign their decisions. It will not help any of us, because you may think that for you have it, you have the comfort, you have everything.
No, I don't have it. Don't put propaganda on me.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not saying you. I'm talking about the
because you are pointing at me. So
but Hughes, you have.
No.
You and Ellen, you have.
No.
It doesn't affect your pocket.
It's not the spectacles that makes you have.
But you see the plantain price, everything. Now when you want to buy food, they'll tell you, they've increased the price.
Exactly.
Everything. Whether you want to eat coconte, you want to eat wache, then they are putting premium on. Yes.
So, and you see, then the size of the kenke will shrink more.
Anyway, it's 12 minutes after 9 here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Cocoa farmers say they are not happy about the 128 Ghana cedis increment on the price of a bag of cocoa. You are applauding them,
of course,
for saying that.
Yes, of course.
Why?
I sent a video to Frederick. A visually impaired cocoa farmer,
right,
has sent a message to the finance minister, Dr. Ghc, to forcing that he can live without the 128 Ghana cedi. He in fact, he should set a fund at the end of every cocoa season. He will send him that 128 cedis. I think it's an insult to our cocoa farmers because spending much time on cocoa. You know how many years cocoa will have to germinate before it starts fruiting, and then you harvest. Look at the investment these people will make into into the farming of cocoa. And then at the end of the season, you tell them that you will give them just this meager increment. To me, it is nothing to write home about. You see, it has come to hit the NDC government in a sense that during the campaign time, you told these cocoa farmers from the western region, western north, central region, part of central region, eastern region, that when you come, the NPP is giving them 3,100 cedis. It is nothing good to write home about. They are insulting their efforts, and so when you come, you will give them 6,000 and even beyond. Now you are in power. So what stops you from giving them? Free on board is about 7,200 as of yesterday.
Right.
Now, when you convert $7,200 into cedi, that is a huge money. Now, the government says that they are going to sell it at $5,040. Convert that is about 51,000 to 52,000 cedis, and you are giving the farmer who has spent all his life, his resources. Some of them, they have to go for loan, contract a loan to be able to do this cocoa farming. And then at the end of the season, you tell them that instead of the 6,000 cedis you promised them, you are giving them 3,228 cedis, 75 pesos. In essence, you have given them 128 cedis as increment. So I side with them. They shouldn't accept it. They should demand for the 6,000 the government promised them.
The government promised in opposition. Well, let's listen to some of the farmers who spoke with my colleague Ibrahim Abubakar in the Ashanti region.
When I heard the news yesterday at 12 noon, in fact, I was shocked. And I never ever thought that the newsreader was reading exactly what the government has given to farmers. And after I found out that it was really the true picture of the cocoa price, I thought it is an insult to the dignity of Ghanaian cocoa farmer. If you promised me 6,000 and you couldn't even give me 6,000, at least 4,000 or 5,000 could have done. But to increase the cocoa price by 128 cedis, by announcing FOB, what? Did they consider FOB and the rate of the dollar before they announced that the cocoa price should have been 6,500 and 7,000? If I'm at the border with Ivory Coast, I don't think I'll sell my cocoa in Ghana.
Amenya high price amenya sebe ya kokoo nti fan cross nko boda ba bia biem tasisi da wasi ameyo mo bo for Africa bi wo ha mi gusa me kokoo nuko se o guarantee for ba sisi ya medra ma wo mo ama se ho che se o for ba deni ba ko so ko do afu o je 100 cedis 1 million.
This figure constitutes a paltry 4.2% increase over the current price of 3,100 cedis per bag. You agree with me that our hard-working cocoa farmers deserve better than this Sakawa price of 3,228.75 Ghana cedis. In the run-up to the December 7th presidential and parliamentary elections, the then opposition members of the NDC, led by Honorable Dr. Eric Opoku, the then ranking member for Food, Agriculture and Cocoa Affairs of Committee of Parliament, now the Minister for Food and Agriculture, and Honorable Dr. Ghc Atoforsen, the minority leader then, and now the Minister for Finance, informed Ghanaians that cocoa farmers were being shortchanged and that Cocoa Board was cheating cocoa farmers big time. Honorable Eric Opoku, on various campaign platforms, including a meeting with cocoa farmers at Dadia Swaba in the Ahafo region, consistently promised cocoa farmers a producer price of 6,000 Ghana cedis per bag. Honorable Atoforsen, on the other hand, promised to pay cocoa farmers 7,000 cedis per bag if they won power. What happened to these numerous promises by Honorable Dr. Eric Opoku and Honorable Dr. Ghc Atoforsen? Today, the Ivorian farmer at the current exchange rates is receiving the equivalent of 3,635 Ghana cedis per bag of 64 kilos. A staggering 407 Ghana cedis more than what Cocoa Board is paying. This stark difference presents an irresistible incentive for smugglers to divert Ghanaian cocoa across the border, particularly leading to a mass exodus of our prized main crop beans from the border regions, especially in the Western South, Western North, Bono Ahafo, and the Volta. What was the promise by His Excellency, the President, to pay 70% of the FOB price to farmers when he addressed farmers during his thank you tour in the Bono and Western regions?
So you heard from some cocoa farmers in the Ashanti region and also the minority in Parliament not so excited about the announcement made by the government about the cocoa price increase, 128 Ghana cedis and 75 pesos. And it looks like across Port Ellen, the rejection is left, right, center. Not many people are excited about it. But you find the government communicators also making the argument that, look, beyond this 128 Ghana cedis, there's also fertilizer. And then there's also, a scholarship scheme for children of cocoa farmers at the tertiary level. Does that substitute for what their parents should have gotten?
You also add, I think, pesticides. So you've got the pesticide, fertilizer, and this introduction of these goodies.
The scholarship. Does it compensate for it?
Yesterday we had an extensive discussion on this cocoa price increments, and I think the mindset with which I started the conversation was slightly different to the one that I left the conversation with because of the nuance.
Right.
Some farmers actually say that with the introduction of fertilizer, with pesticides, if you were to adequately quantify that, there is some gain, being made beyond 128 cedis. My biggest gripe was that it was presented to us in dollars, which makes it a bit more juicy.
Because we're cedi spenders.
We're cedi spenders. I'm pretty sure we pay the farmers in cedis. When you look at it in dollar terms, it looks a bit more juicy. When you translate that to cedi terms, then it's not as enticing. 128 Ghana cedis increments. Well, you've heard from the farmers what they think of that. Now, on the other side as well is that the cedi is gaining muscle. And so that has become a double-edged sword. If the dollar was doing what it was doing before, 16, hovering almost 17, that increment would be different. It would seem a bit weightier. Then you also have the issue of some debts that also
over the years
must be cleared. Now, Alfred Appiah is a data scientist and policy analyst, and he has a short write-up, which I'll read, which can also add a bit more context to this issue. Now, he says, it's interesting that much of the attention is on the increase in dollar terms because it tells a better story than in cedi terms. But farmers don't get paid in dollars. Now, while producer price has gone up by 63% in dollar terms, this only translates to 4% increase in cedi terms due to the significant appreciation of the cedi. Of the cedi. That's
against
something
the dollar.
Against the dollar. It's worth mentioning. Farmers are only receiving an additional 128 cedis per bag. And he says, based on his calculations, they should have seen at least a 900 cedi increase if the government were truly applying the 70% of the world market price, which is what had been the argument in opposition. Now we're using FOB price. But he also goes on to say the reason for this shortfall is because there are outstanding forward contracts that still need to be honored, some of which were locked in at prices as low as $2,600 per ton, according to the government. Now, this is far below the current world market price, which is averaging over $9,000 per ton. He says, hopefully, the government will clear these legacy contracts soon so that farmers can finally receive their fair share of global market prices as promised. There are also different legs to the conversation that cannot be removed from this conversation. We have to look at it holistically. Yes, on the face of it, 128 cedis. I don't begrudge any farmer whose blood, sweat, and toil goes into the cocoa farming or cocoa production. How far will it go if we didn't have some of these legacy contracts to fulfill? We also have to quantify that.
It's true, Doc. And does that give you the sense that Cocoa Board, for example, may be broke?
It could be. But my issue here is that why should, let me put myself in the shoes of the cocoa farmers, that if I'm a cocoa farmer and I've incurred debts or contracted loans to produce cocoa for my country, then I am being asked to pay for the debts of the Cocoa Board. The mother organization that buys the cocoa for me. If you have incurred your debt, go and pay it.
Sunrise on
not me.
The best.
My concern is that I have produced the cocoa, you've bought it, you pay me the money that is due me, not to come and be saddled with your debts. It doesn't work. It's like a father going to incur debt and comes and tell the son that I've gone to incur debt, go and pay.
Or when you grow, you pay.
When you grow, you pay. And there is a case like that happened in the Bible. In I think 2 Kings chapter 4. The prophet died and left debts. And the creditors came and they were willing and ready to take the two sons of this late prophet to go and serve as slaves. And then the woman was very sharp. Went to the prophet Elisha and said, please, you know my husband was a good man, just that he left debt. Ghana, we are so much interested in borrowing, accumulating debts, so that the children that are coming will come and service those debts. It will not help us. So I stand with the farmers that they should reject the 128 cedis.
Right.
Government should come again. At least, you see that vision impaired man?
That's right.
If your father happened to be an vision impaired person and he's been able to produce cocoa, so that all of us in the morning we can have a good breakfast. And then you tell him that I'm going to give you this amount as an increment. Or then when the actualization comes, you give me less than that. It doesn't work.
And emotional blackmail?
Come again?
Emotional blackmail?
You've given me 2 slaps in the face and you tell me I shouldn't cry. Now, talking about scholarship. We know that the scholarship for cocoa farmers, their kids, has been in existence all this while. But you know, they will apply for the scholarship and they will not even get it. You go to the Cocoa Scholarship Secretariat or wherever they get this scholarship, their children will not get it.
Why?
You have a big man sitting in office and send you a document or a certificate that my son, my daughter qualifies or is going to the university, and check if you can help him or her to get this cocoa scholarship.
You mean a big man in his size, body size?
No. I'm talking about
stature in society.
No. I'm talking about political figures.
Political big man. Okay.
And they are rather enjoying the benefit of these cocoa farmers. And you come and tell him that there's a debt. They should go and service those debts. No, they should not agree to that. And then, a time is coming. We're not going to have these cocoa farmers farming for us again. Go to these galamsey prone areas.
Right.
They are rather happy giving their lands to these people, because if they give them their land, they will have the money. And then at the end of the day, our cocoas will be infected with poisons, alkalines, and then cyanide. Go to Takwa. There's nothing to write home about. Go to Sevi also. Their lands are being destroyed. They are not reclaiming the lands for them. And even if the land is being reclaimed, how long will it take for the cyanide to
wear off
so that they can go back and plant the cocoa so that we can have good cocoas for ourselves? It is not something that we should be happy about. That is why I'm always on the government to fight the galamsey. And I keep saying that it looks like our successive government don't have the political will to fight against galamsey or to eradicate it, or just get out of this system. It is not going to help us. All of us, we are sitting on a bomb ready to explode. Because personally, I don't know if Akusha Ellen is good at taking Milo every morning. I am not good at that. I don't like Milo. But there is someone in my family who likes Milo.
But you like chocolate?
Once in a while.
Okay. All right. I hear you. We'll take a break here. When we return from this break, there's more here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. My name is John Hughes. I'm here with Helena Piapofo and Dr. Hamilton JP. We'll see you shortly.
This August, give your kids what they really want. Your full attention, your laughter, your time. It's time to press pause and just play together. Join us for the 3FM Family Fun Day, a full day escape packed with joy, bonding, and unforgettable togetherness. Whether you're a family of 2, 4, or 10, every family is welcome, because this day is all about togetherness. Happening on Saturday, 9th August at Shorna Island in Labadi from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Picture this: live performances from talented kids, inter-family competitions with prizes for the most creative, coordinated, or hilarious families, teen games like tug of peas, family sack races, and the ultimate family relay. Shorna Island transforms into a full amusement park vibe with food area, music, rides, water splash zones, giant trampolines, a kids playground, and scenic photo spots that will blow up your socials. All this for a promotional package of just 500 Ghana cedis for a family of 4. Extra family members? No problem. Just come along and join the fun at a top-up per person. For registration and inquiries, please call 053-110-0927 or 053-220-0917. It's more than an event. It's a memory in the making. Happening on Saturday, 9th August at Shorna Island in Labadi. Don't just raise kids, create memories. 3FM Family Fun Day. Let's play again. Terms and conditions apply. Sponsored by Nestle Golding Mort.
you're looking for a way to bring your family closer together this weekend, then you have a date with us. On the 9th of August, we're all gathering. The best location you can find in town to relax. And you need to bring your family closer together.
Friday night,
I want you to play, to bond, connect with your family in a very special way. Well, how about a day out? A day of non-stop fun, games, and music. At the 3FM Family Fun Day on the 9th of August at the breathtaking Shona Island. It's in Labadi. It's not far from here. It's 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. So all the mummies, daddies, children, and the vibrant family clubs, this is your day to create lasting memories. Whether you're a family of 2, 4, or 10, we got space for you. We got space to engage you in exciting activities at a promotional package of 500 Ghana cedis for a family of 4. Can you beat that? So on the 9th of August, 2025 at Shona Island, brace yourself and the family for an amusement park vibe at a food arena, music, exciting rides, water splash zones, giant trampolines, and scenic photo shoots that will blow the socials. You'll blow, become a star. And if you're wondering, you can just check out the videos right now on our social media page. On our Facebook page at 3FM927. And yes, all your favorite presenters will be there. Everybody. Alfred Okanse will be there. Johnny Hughes will be there. Elena Piampofo will be there. A.G. Akwaku Sapon will be there. Nash Okor will be there. Roland Walker will be there. Kokiti will be there. Trick the Matic himself will be there. Black Rasta will be there. King Kweku Mensah will be there. Mixing gospel will be there. We got everybody covered. Everybody's showing up. So why don't you show up? And it's going to be a great vibe, groundbreaking vibes that will give you all the sound and the love. But it's simple. For inquiries and reservations, please call 053-1100-927. That's 053-1100-927 and 053-2200-927. That's 053-1100-927 and 053-2200-927. Join us. And let's have some good fun. Don't just raise your kids, create memories. Don't just raise them, create memories with your family at the 3FM Family Fun Day. The 3FM Family Fun Day is sponsored by Nestle, Golden Morn, and also powered by 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. So we have a date. Agree? It's going to be on Saturday, and you've got to be there. No mutromo. issues regarding the revenue assurance and audit agreement. Ghana Export Company, Evatex Logistics Limited. Now we're back in studio. It's only 20 minutes to the top of the hour 10. And Dr. Hamilton JP is still here with us, and Helen Apiampofo is here with us. We have a letter from Ghc and Company, Legal and Management Consultants, dated the 28th of July, 2025. The Managing Director, Ghana Airports Company Limited. Notice of termination, revenue assurance audit agreement. We act as lawyers for Evatex Logistics Limited and hold its instructions to respond to your letter dated the 28th July 2025 on the above subject matter. In the said letter, you conveyed the intention of the Ghana Airport Company Limited to terminate the revenue assurance audit agreement. The agreement dated the 4th of December 2024, effective 27th of August 2024. Our client has received this information to its utter dismay, given that it has heavily invested in the infrastructure tailor-made for the Ghana Airport Company Limited, pursuant to the agreement aforementioned. Furthermore, our client considers the intention to terminate the said contract as actuated by bad faith and unreasonableness. We are instructed by our client to inform you that the purported termination is unacceptable to its given its capital investment into the contract in the region of $64,600,000, if you like, $64.6 million. Moreover, our client had already started executing its assignment in fulfillment of the contract and indeed prepared reports for your attention and action. In view of the foregoing and the spirit of seeking an amicable settlement on the matter, our client instructs us to inform you to withdraw the said letter within 7 days upon receipt of this letter. We are further instructed that if upon the expiration of the 7 days you fail or refuse to withdraw the said letter, and we have our client's full instruction to institute an action to vindicate its rights and seek reliefs, including but not limited to its capital investment stated supra. This is signed by Kwame Champon Boating Esquire on behalf of Ghc and Company, who are lawyers for Evatex Logistics. And we all do know this matter became a big subject of conversation. Broadcaster and former board chair of the Ghana Airports Company Limited, Mr. Paul Adomotri, was picked up by Iyoko regarding this matter. He's been explaining, and but it looks like a wide or a bigger section of the public are not accepting the explanations. Helen, you have a bit of background regarding this. Share with us, and then I'll bring Doc in to the conversation.
All right. So, Johnny, as you rightly mentioned, Evatex Logistics Limited is threatening to sue the Ghana Airports Company Limited, and you give that background. But for the uninitiated, last week the Office of the Special Prosecutor charged and detained the former board chairman of the Ghana Airport Company Limited, Paul Adom-Otri, the Group Executive Commercial Services, GACL, Otri Kwame Bafo Ewa, and also the CEO of Devnes Systems, Albert Ajete Ejelayi, over a revenue assurance contract between the airport and Evatex. Now, the OSP said in a statement that they are examining possible procurement breaches, including sole sourced contract awarded to a company other than the one approved by the Ghana Airport Company Limited. When you hear procurement breaches,
right?
When you hear sole sourcing, then your ears are pricking, because we've been in a similar situation already.
Right.
This issue of revenue assurance, revenue assurance. What prevents the existing entities from doing their own revenue assurance. And of course, Manasseh Azure has been working on this particular story.
That's right. But
And
he
broke the story.
Yeah.
And he's been also seeking to put some more flesh on the bones. And with other ones, such as, for example, what we know, SML, which we're told has some connection here,
right,
allegedly to Evatex Logistics, it starts to prick your mind. What is the background of this company? How long have they been doing revenue assurance? What is their staff strength in order to do so when the airport company has a number of staff who could potentially carry out this particular engagement? Then you add that other layer that the OSP is saying that this company is actually different to the one that was approved by the board chair. The soup is looking like I mean, it's looking a bit murky, at least from where I sit.
Doc, if you look at you listen to some of the arguments that have been made, suggests the capacity of the company, the staff numerical strength, and how long they have practiced, and whether or not we needed this. What do you think?
Thank you once again. Yesterday, when I got the topic, I started doing my own investigations, and I realized that they are understaffed. They don't have the skill. In fact, they don't really qualify for that contract.
Seriously?
Yes, because you see, what was their mandate? Their mandate was to give GACL revenue assurance.
Right.
And so what is revenue assurance? To identify and prevent revenue leakages.
Right.
Just as Ellen rightly said, the GACL has the personnel to manage it, to be able to block all these leakages where there leakages. When I did my checks, I realized that they were not able to identify a single leakage of revenue leaking from the funds of the GACL. In fact, they were not able to raise a single revenue for GACL, not to talk of 1 cedi of 10 pesos.
But
or
they
1
say they
peso.
have made capital injection.
In fact,
some investments, 64 million.
If you have not been able to raise any capital, then of what truth is it to us Ghanaians that you've invested into the company? You were not asked to invest into the company. The contract says that you should prevent leakages.
Yeah, but you have to make some.
No, they use the properties of the GACL. They use their offices. It's the offices they were using. So what investment did you make? In fact, what annoys me most is that they were given a blank contract that all the revenues that they will raise for the GACL, they have 15% share of that revenue. Who enters into a contract like that?
SML had something similar.
Yes.
So if then it means that you have to do a proper investigations into this. That the owners of Evatex and SML, are they the same? The directors of these two companies, are they the same?
You want to lift the veil.
I'm asking a question.
As the lawyers say, you want to lift the veil and see who is behind the veil.
Who is behind these two companies? And you see, I am seeing a financial loss to the state.
Where are you going?
If you have not been able to raise any funds for us, then it means that your staffs that you brought on board, which are understaffed, you don't have the skill. You are inadequate, and then you come and rip off.
I want us to be careful with the rip off and all of that. I want us to be careful.
But were they not the people they brought?
We don't know yet if they were ripping off GACL. What we know is that they say they made some capital injection. Which capital injection you are saying that has not yielded anything.
Exactly.
Right?
Because former board chair is vehement in his assertion that we have not spent any money, or he says Ghana Airport Company have not spent any money. But Evatex Logistics says they have rather injected money.
So that's
they
where
should produce their receipts. What shows that they've injected money into GACL? So Manasseh will definitely come out with all these findings. But I am saying that from where I sit, as an ordinary Ghanaian, as a layman, I'm saying that they don't have that right to press charges. When you are asked to produce something and you have not been able to produce it, if I ask Ellen to give me produce a Daily Post graphic, five pieces or 5 papers, and she's not been able to do that, now where lies your right to ask for payment? You've not been able to produce anything, so why should I pay you? Why should you threaten legal action? Rather, you should be taken on. You see, if not Evatex alone, Paul should also be taken on.
The OSP is investigating him.
So I'll leave that one to them, but I must say that Paul still have questions to answer. Because giving a contract through sole sourcing means that you have an interest in that company. Either you believe in their capacity that they are able to perform or not. But looking at the circumstances...
But the president under whom Mr. Adomotri served said sole sourcing was going to be a thing of the past.
And so why did we get there? You see, I don't want it to look like, because you are my friend, so whether you are capable or not, let me find something for you to do. You see, when we have political parties being financed by financial gurus, this is where it lands us. That after coming into power or into government, then you have to find a way to pay them back. They want to...
I don't know if anybody at Evatex is politically exposed, so I cannot agree or confirm immediately what you are saying.
But Johnny, you understand, and you are in Ghana here, you know what happens when we are getting into elections.
That is what I've heard people suggest.
Johnny, you see, you're a journalist, so you want to stay in your lane.
Oh, but Helen, is that not what it is? I don't know.
So you don't. Okay, if you don't know, you don't know.
Yes, I don't know.
But you see, the way Ellen is making her face.
No, that's how her face usually on Wednesdays.
Ellen is making her lips so tight.
She doesn't want to say anything.
She doesn't want to say anything, but she knows that what I'm saying is true. But mostly, we don't want to talk about these things because we think that, I don't want to be attacked, I don't want to be tagged, I don't want people to come after me. But we have people in the system who will wait when it is election year and throw in their money, thinking that after the election, when that person he or she is supporting wins the election, he or she will have a contract.
But that is not related to this. So going forward, and in wrapping up, what should we be doing as a country relative to, because you hear financial assurance here, financial assurance there, and you're asking yourself whether or not we get value for money from any of these things. Going forward, what should we be doing?
We should strengthen our institutions.
The best in
retool them.
Is on 92.7.
A company as big as GACL should be retooled. Instead of looking elsewhere, we have the capacity, we have the people. You take, wouldn't it be an upfront on the GH Media, your media station?
Media General.
Media General. To say that, we have personnel, but we want to bring other people to come and supervise the workload of Media GH. Wouldn't it be an upfront? Johnny?
I mean, it would certainly be a duplication of efforts if we have the capacity to supervise and ensure that the work is being done well, and we have maybe another company who don't have maybe that expertise to come in. On the face of it, you'll be wondering, why are we doing that?
So we have to retool and retrain our people, so that at the end of the day, we will not be going out there to look for people who don't have the requisite skill, who don't even have the technical know-how to come and manage affairs and be giving us debts to pay when we are no more. And so moving forward, that is what I believe, that it cuts across all the institutions, government institutions. This morning, go to some of the ministries, and a technical director is not at office.
Hey.
He is somewhere. He is late. Either caught in traffic, and you go to the ministries. Instead of they working, some of them, you see them glancing through lotto papers.
Oh, this is extreme now.
Oh, it's not extreme.
Oh, lotto papers. Oh,
Johnny, do your checks. Oh, some of the secretaries there too. When you need an information and you go there, instead of smiling, looking at your face and giving you that warm reception. No.
I'm interested. Which categories of officers at the ministries do like lotto paper business?
Go and do your checks, you know.
But you are mentioning, I want to know, give me the
I said go to the ministries.
Dr. Hamilton, thank you for coming. Helen, we are going to the ministries right from here.
We have to do our checks.
We have to find
you see, when you go now, because we've made mention of it here,
we'll see it.
You will see it. Go unannounced. When the late Professor Mills was alive, he was doing that. He visits institutions on our way. And go and see some of them, security officer with his arms folded in between his thighs, sitting as a security officer.
That's his strategy. Doc, thank you very much indeed. We're grateful. And this is where we pause to invite you to join us